let's cut to the chase. Keep going. Is there really another option though? Are you really going to be content and satisfied doing anything else though? We just need to go ahead and have this conversation, because I feel like the world is kind of caving in on your emotions, and I want to go ahead and break free of that for you. So let's go ahead and have this conversation. But before we do, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and then we are going to get into it. But first, like, subscribe. Do it now so we don't have to forget later, okay? Okay, go. Go. Like, subscribe, go. Keep going. I don't know why this is something that just keeps reoccurring, but God is like, I need you to not only encourage yourself, but encourage the grandbabies to keep going. And I realize why this is important to him, because your promises, your purpose is important to him. Everything that is you literally is an answer to the earth. There is someone on the other side of the world, the other side of your prayer, the other side of your purpose, just asking God, please, just, if you can just, I just wish there was someone who I wish I felt understood. I wish that, and you are that answer. Can you imagine God literally showing you at some point through a vision or however God speaks to you, that there is someone connected to your continuation of what he put in your heart to do? Like, if nothing at all, I need you to find a way to close down the emotional outlets to the external world and zero in on, there is someone that is waiting for me to be bold enough to arrive so that they can be free. Now, I don't know about you, but that gets me going. It's like, oh, I couldn't imagine getting to the end of whatever it is and God showing me, Moses, you had 1 million+ people that were waiting for you just to at least get them past the wilderness. There was just like, if you just, I wish you would have kept going with that particular brand of food, brand of clothes, whatever it is. I wish you would have kept going, because there was somebody, like the fruit of that, other people eat and get full off of that. Like, I really need us to get to the other side of that, because I'll go ahead and give a spoiler alert. The reason why it's taking so long is because God has to spend more time building us than the brand. I don't want to tussle. I'm just giving you what he's giving me. You would think, right? One would think that Moses, being as old as he is, knows how to take instruction well. Sir, you at least 80. If he says, go ahead and tell these people, let my people go, it's very clear. If God says, okay, this time speak to the rock, one would think that he wouldn't translate that as, I'm going to hit the rock. One would think that age would equate to obedience. Doesn't work that way. Moses was out here doing stuff. It was like, sir, you spent all that time up there on the mountain getting the 10 commandments just for you to come down, see what they were doing. Although God already pre-warned you. You hear that? They out there having a party because Aaron and them was celebrating the golden calf. That's another conversation for another day. So he already knew what he was going to be walking into. He goes ahead, sees them, crash. He breaks the 10 commandments, the first set. Why you upset? And why you breaking stuff? Who's cleaning that up? Joshua, do you? Oh, because I'm not cleaning that. He got a temper issue. But that's the same temper tantrum that we saw, or the lack thereof of control of his emotion that we saw in Egypt. He saw the 2 people fighting, killed one, buried them in the sand, made sure nobody was looking. Then the next day he was like, hey, y'all shouldn't be fighting. We're supposed to be kumbaya. And they was like, what you gonna do? Kill us like you did, buddy, yesterday? He was like, ooh, y'all knew what I did yesterday. Okay, and pew. And he ran to Midian. It was like, listen, I don't want to play that game because y'all. But it's this consistent thing. One would think, oh, he learned from Egypt. So he's over here. No. Yeah. What happens when you don't have you under control? You fumble the bag. Because the same thing that made him run from Egypt was the same thing that kept him from going into the promised land. He could not control himself. And that is the fruit of the Spirit. Read you some Galatians 5:22 and 23. The fruit of the Spirit is self-control. And so here we are asking God to pour into our vessels of our promise and our gifts and the things that we know, not knowing that if he pours while there's cracks, no one gets filled, not even you. And so you got to get to a point that you're like, I got to keep going because he's building the foundation of me. He's building the foundation so that when we get there, we don't fumble the bag. So that when we get there, we can sustain the blessing. When I saw houses being built, okay, the part that takes the longest is the pouring of the foundation. Because they literally have to go ahead and etch out, okay, so where's the entire foundation that this house is going to stand on? How do we go ahead and make sure that this is accurate? So it has to pass inspections and all these other things. And then you see the wood kind of carve out outline thing and you're like, oh, okay, great. And literally for about 1 to 2 months, there's nothing happening because the most important part was the foundation. No other part of the building process, unless there's a delay for that particular part, be it a door, window, or whatever, but no other part of the building process takes as long as the laying of the foundation. Why do you think that your particular promise is taking so long? Because God is trying to make sure the foundation is sturdy. Because once the foundation is set, this is your square footage. You can do whatever you want. If you first built the 2-bedroom and then was like, I want to add a third, you can do whatever you want once it's built. But once the foundation is laid, this is what was assigned to you. And a lot of us are asking God, go ahead and build. And it's like, but no one poured the concrete on that yet. And you didn't let the concrete curate. And there was processes in this that if you just would have let God take his time and massage that pain out of you, massage that hurt out of you, massage whatever that is, that if you get in front of people with your excitement of your gift, then the same thing that he was trying to build in you before you got to that place will be the same thing that breaks you in front of everyone. And I don't know if you truly understand how much God loves you. He doesn't want you embarrassed. It is his namesake on the line. You're working through him. But here you are in all your zeal and you're like, God gave me this gift and here I come to save the day and I'm going to be doing. And while all that is amazing, let him help you, help him get you to a place that you can help other people. Let him get you to that place. Just keep going. Just keep going. Can I go ahead and challenge you in this? The thing that God called you to do, even if you don't see the progress that you want to see, you still see progress. You still see progress. Whether it's a like or more here and there, whether it's your creative ability, you starting to see that that's getting better. Whether you see that you are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the thing that you're doing, you still see progress. Can I challenge you to hold on and fasten onto that progress opposed to numbers, opposed to how many people liked it? If you see the progress in you, then the foundation is still being laid. If you see the foundation being laid in you, then you know that God is still building your promise. If you know that God still has that promise for you, then you have to know that he's going to allow people to go ahead and feed off of that. Because nothing that God gives someone is just for them. He's giving you the seed so that it can be nurtured and watered and grow fruit so that other people can eat from it. What good was it for Peter to just be a fisher of fish? And God was like, I want you to be a fisher of men. Because with fish, you can feed yourself. A fisher of men, you can show them how to feed themselves. My challenge to you, just keep going. Just keep growing. Grow into it. I want you to visualize that you're actually growing into the thing that God gave you. That when you first picked it up, it was too huge. You were like, who's fitting into this? My skill set, my personality, my wiring, my calling, this feels too huge. And now, if you're honest, you're like, I can feel me growing into it. So keep going. And I can't wait to see what you look like on the other side of this. On the other side of being brave. On the other side of not quitting. Okay? Pinky swear me. We're not supposed to swear. Pinky promise me. Put your pinky up. That you are going to keep going because you understand that you have to keep growing. Not only to sustain your promise, but to be trusted with more. Okay? You feel okay, because I don't want to break your pinky. But listen, I feel like you got what you needed. I do. Did you like this video? Did you subscribe to this channel? Okay, great. These are the appetizers, our conversations. If you like, that was like the appetizer. I want an entree, the podcast. Yes, she has one. Everywhere that you can hear something. You like SoundCloud? iTunes? Audible? Google Play? Yes! Listen for the voice, be like, that's her. And is. Okay? And is. What is the podcast? Strive, the letter N as in Nancy, inspire. Strive in Inspire. And for all things Encouragement Hub, go ahead and go to Patreon. Patreon.com/Strive in Inspire. So I don't stand in the way of evangelism, okay? Because you have two things you need to go ahead and look into. The podcast and Patreon, okay? And you know that these videos and conversations, we have them every Thursday, right? But go ahead. Go do the Lord's work. I'm not going to stand in the way of that, so I'm going to go ahead and let me go, okay? We'll talk later. All right. Later.